in making individual serving sizes of trifles. For those who don't know what a trifle is, for those who aren't hip to their mid-20th century desserts.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of No Coin Drop Required. I am super excited to be reporting to you from my campsite this weekend. My campsite, I know you might be thinking, what are you talking about, Jen? You're not clearly camping, and you are correct. However, there is a super fun event that's happening this weekend, virtually, called the Northwest Pinball Summer Camp. And I am super excited for my guest this week, Alyson Rea, who is going to be talking to us about all of the details of what's happening at Pinball Summer Camp. So I am super excited, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, let me tell you, I am so excited to see Alyson right now because alright, Alyson, can we go back to the story of, like, how we met? I know we're just starting out now, but, like, the story, I feel like, of how you and I met is, like, a story of fates, because I remember seeing you. So Alyson and I met at Pinburg 2019. So we met at Pinburg last year. And I remember even before Pinburg started, I was like looking across the giant convention center and I saw Alyson. I was like, oh my gosh, that is a super rad woman. I want to know who that is. Like, I want to meet her. I want to talk to her. I want to know who she is. And you happen to feel the same way about me, if I remember correctly. So I want to know.
I remember saying to my husband Andy that I remember being like, look at her with the mouse ears on. You had your custom Minnie Mouse ears that you wore with a different outfit every day.
Every day.
Like when I saw you from that same distance, I was just like, you get your best life here at Pinburg, sister. I hope I get a chance to play with you at Whipped, or maybe we'll run into each other in a bar, or maybe we'll see each other around. We can't not miss each other.
And fate had its way for me and Alyson, because we saw each other even before Pinburg started, and we got paired together our first round of Pinburg. Like, how, like, I don't, like, if fate, like, I don't believe in fate, but I do believe everything happens for a reason, and, like, if that wasn't the universe talking to, like, the two of us and being like, these people need to meet, like, I don't know what is, because literally we saw each other, have never met before, and we got paired together in the first round of Pinburg, and I was so excited, because I'm like, I do tend to be a little bit of an introvert, even though I'm very extroverted. And I was like, oh my gosh, I saw you, and like, you're so cool, and I want to know who you are. So, but Alyson Rea, I'm so happy that you are here talking with me today. And
it's so, I was just saying earlier before we had a chance to start this interview that if you had told me that 1 year later, after our first time getting to meet at Pinburg and play in that group together, that you would have a little interview show and I'd be an internet camp director, I would be like, what happened?
I know.
I am so excited to present to you and the world, and especially my people here in the Northwest, my Seattle people, my Portland people. I play pinball down in Portland a lot when we're not in a pandemic. I go down there every like 6 to 8 weeks and play in their scene. I miss my people a lot, and back in June, I started thinking of an offering that I could make to compensate for the fact that we were missing out on the Northwest Pinball and Arcade Show, which is held annually in Tacoma, Washington. And this year was actually, it would have started the day after my 40th birthday. So it was like, on New Year's Day, 2020, I was, or maybe not on New Year's Day, but at the beginning of the year, I was like, I was just like, when's the show? And it was June 5th, and my birthday's June 4th, and I was just like, locked and loaded. I'm going to have an awesome 40th birthday, and nothing could possibly go wrong. and it's, we've got this in the bag. I'll have my birthday, and then the next day I'll go down to Tacoma. Tacoma is a really, really cool little city about a half hour out of Seattle. And I've gone for 3 years. I've gone the past 2 years, and my first one was back in 2015, because it was my 35th birthday. That happened over that weekend. And I remember the first time I went in 2015, I remember I left calling it Pinball Summer Camp, because I got, summer camp, or how other people have compared going to shows as like Hogwarts, like just that kind of feeling of a bunch of people from different places coming together around one thing. And I don't know, I just remember, I landed on summer camp just because I remember, well, in Seattle we kind of have a slogan of what happens in Tacoma stays in Tacoma, and it's this kind of like wild weekend for us, where all the Seattle people, we go down and we stay in hotels and Airbnbs and go out to the bar. We play pinball all day, we go to the bars all night. Friendships are formed. People fall in love, relationships start. There's some funny stories. I'm not going to tell the whole story, but there was definitely a night ending with one of our players in a full Princess Leia slave costume that she'd worn for like 13 days, pushing an drunk to the point of unconscious dude into his hotel room in a wheelchair that she had. Oh my God. It's nuts. We can really throw down.
So you're saying that this is almost harder than Pinburg?
Yeah. I might say, well, we all know each other too, and Tacoma's a great party town, and it's I'm so bad at the what happens in Tacoma stays in Tacoma. I literally just said it on an internet interview show, but I didn't name names. If they're watching, they know who they are, and I'm proud of them both. It was a great night. But then I went to Pinburg. I'd gone to Pinburg the past 3 years. The last year when we met each other, and the 2 years before that, and that's when I got to see that pinball summer camp element even bigger, where I'm meeting people from around the world and all over the country, because we do have people for the Northwest show that get on airplanes and come from different parts of the country, but nowhere near the level of Pinburg. You meet a couple of Pittsburgh players at Pinburg, but most of the people have driven very far or gotten on airplanes. It's the Ohio players. I'm always amazed every year at how many Ohio players there are. I had no idea that there is just such a thriving scene across your state.
There's a lot of us.
And I have loved you all. You're always all such a pleasure to play with. It's such a, I love, and you and I have talked, off record about how I just can't wait to come and explore some of that scene someday once it feels better to travel. But anyways, back to Pinball Summer Camp, I was, the writing was on the wall pretty early that the Northwest show and subsequently anything surrounding my birthday was going to
not happen.
Not happen. And so I started thinking of things to do just to kind of entertain myself. And like I said, yoga is kind of how I process a lot of the hardships of this. And so I started thinking of this one, I was like, oh, maybe that weekend I'll do a yoga class, and for some reason I was like, oh, maybe I'll give it like a summer camp theme, maybe I'll make it look like I'm hanging, maybe I'll turn my living room into a campsite, and I kind of started riffing on that, and then I called Sarah Hager, my yoga mentor and dear friend, and asked her if she wanted to participate, and then I started thinking of things that happened at the Northwest show, my dear friend Ashley Weaver and her collaborator Chase Nunes, who operates geekgamer.tv, which is his Twitch station. They always do a really, really cool presentation at the West show. They do a really cool show every year. Something called Tournament of Champions.
Hey.
They do some of our... Hey, Diggity Dog.
Buzz. Hey, I told you. I said it's not going to be an interview if JJ doesn't interrupt. Hey.
I welcome your energy.
Come here, bub. Come here. Come on.
Come around.
Yes. Come on, sugar boogies. There we go.
Hey, bud. Hello, you.
Yes. But yeah, so Tournament of Champions.
Yeah, the first Tournament of Champions was Raymond Davidson versus Robert Gagnon doing, they were just playing Attack from Mars, and they were just playing very specific stunts. So, of course, I mean, we've seen these players play incredible games of pinball, Attack from Mars and otherwise, putting up mind-bending scores. But this was more interesting challenges, like who can get to Martian multi-ball first, and then you realize you're just like, oh my god, you can get to Martian multi-ball in 45 seconds, like just okay.
That's real quick.
And I did in the second year, I can't recall what the game was. I think it might have maybe been Monster Bash, but I don't know. I just remember, and Chase and Ashley just have this great interplay with one another. They're wonderful commentators, and I was just like, maybe I'll. And I hit up Ashley. I didn't really know Chase at the time. I'd said hi to him, but we weren't otherwise acquainted. But I hit up Ashley just being like, hey, well, I'm doing a little thing, the show weekend, and I'm gonna do a little yoga thing. Did where you have anything kicking around? And, not even a day later, she messaged me back just like, oh, me and Chase, we could do a game show. And I was just like, oh, wow, that's fun. And you might recall the day that we met, I was wearing a tank top that said Pinball Summer. Did you know that that's a movie?
Yes, I did.
I did at the time that I was wearing that. It was a shirt that my dear friend Jessica DiNardo owns Soft Plunge Pinball.
Yep.
And it had that shirt custom. Yeah, she actually made that one custom for me. She didn't have them in red. I wanted one in red. She made it in red. And and so that was what I was proudly wearing the first day of Pinburg, the day that we met. And it was at Pinburg that I learned that it was a movie, because people kept being like, oh, the movie, and I was just like, what? But Pinball Summer is, I still haven't watched it. I guess it's just kind of an insanely, one of those kind of like tacky, nudie hijinks movies that's just kind of ludicrous. A lot of my friends, including my girlfriends, have said it, and they're just like, yeah, it's weird, but it's funny. It's of its time. It doesn't even really have a lot of actual focus on pinball. But then I was just like, oh, we've always wanted to watch that, and it sounds like a cheesy campy kind of thing. So it's on YouTube. Maybe me and my friends, I'll just like throw it a link, and maybe we'll just all sit in a Zoom room and watch it. So it was kind of, it kind of started out as like just sort of this like weird like internet birthday party Northwest show kind of thing. But then the more I started thinking about it, ideas just kept like exploding in my head. And as soon as like some of my close friends do a podcast, a local podcast called the Skill Shot Pincast.
Yep.
Skill Shot is a local zine that's been they've been around for 10 years reporting on the Seattle pinball scene. And then there was two of the contributors to it started their own Pincast. Again, I do love the portmanteaus that say pin. But Kayla and Graham, I reached out to them and was just like, hey, this is a thing. And and they were just like, oh my God, we'd love to do a live version of the podcast. So it was just like, I mean, it just kind of started rolling and spitballing with me and my friends to just like this bigger thing. And honestly, and it just became this sort of like, I'm actually going to look at my schedule just to make sure that
because there's a lot.
I'm already like revealing the stuff that's happening, but I don't know, as I kept reaching out to people, everyone just kept agreeing and just like really, not just being like, not just offering a little something, but really fully and with a really enthusiastic level of professionalism, really stepped into these productions, their own ideas, and really like fully embraced it. And I was just like, this is gonna be like a really wild production.
Yeah, so tell me everything that's going on. I know you've got the schedule up there, so like
we have the schedule up. It will be, by the time this airs, I like to think that it will be the fully complete dialed in schedule. We have one up right now that's kind of close to what it's gonna be. But it starts on Friday, July 10th. And it's going to begin in the evening. During the day, I'll be posting throughout the week, talking a little bit more deeply and sharing little bios of all of my contributors, my counselors. Because I mean, after a while, I love themes, and the Seattle pinball. I'm not going to speak for everyone, but there is a large contingent of the Seattle pinball scene that loves themes, loves costumes, loves bringing that extra kind of like level of theatrics to our tournaments. We got some real we like, a lot of us like to wear like fun outfits that kind of elevate everything. I mean, you see the Babes in Pinland photos, like, you know, we really get it.
I mean, I was there during the Babes in Pinland premiere, and like you and Honey both were like still decked out.
Red carpet looks.
Yeah, like, and that's like, oh, that's the things that we try and do too here at in Columbus with the Columbus Bells and Chimes of like, let's have a pajama night and we all wear our pajamas and go all out. Like, I don't think it's like, we all love it. Like, we all love it. So.
I mean, we're all just a bunch of like adults hanging out in arcades anyway, so why not just bring that extra.
Why not?
To the game.
Exactly.
Like, it really, I mean, it's not for everyone. I don't want everyone to feel like they have to wear a costume or have to be anything that they want to be. That's the great thing about pinball is people show up to it how they are.
Yeah.
Some people like to go big with it, and some people like to roll chill with it. And
you and I go big. I feel like you and I both go big.
Yeah, no one was missing us day one of Pittsburgh. That's
No.
for sure.
If you did, please go back and look at the pictures because you can find Alyson and I, guaranteed.
Well, speaking of the pictures, the Pinball Summer Camp, this is a recent addition. And I guess just to bring us to why it's this weekend, we did we paused in early June. We intended it to be over Northwest Show weekend, but there was a lot of really important messages being broadcast in early June that were really important to me to listen to, and really important that, like, all of my counselors, I reached out to them because I was having a lot of anxiety about putting on this production and what felt like a really profound moment in not just American history, but Seattle's history. This was for anyone following the news, this has been very big in Seattle.
Yes.
A lot of my friends were really, really involved in some really great activism. So I really wanted to give time to that and continue to give time and learn and just be with these messages and grow.
So you paused it for other important issues that needed to be heard right now, but you moved it to a time when we all thought we were gonna be enjoying ourselves in Pittsburgh, but found out recently that that might not be the best time. So you moved it to apparently this weekend when this episode airs. So this weekend. Today it is. Where we are literally today doesn't reflect where the viewers are watching it. But right now, where I am, it's literally 1 week from today. But so we checked in with Papa to make sure that they didn't have anything on the books or anything, so we wouldn't have wanted to step on any toes. And they did it. They didn't have any programming going on, so we just so we moved it to that weekend. And honestly, the extra bit of space that we had to think, because honestly, I came up with Pinball Summer Camp about a week and a half before it was supposed to start. So while it was incredible what we had put together within like a week up to that point, like there was more space for it to grow, and it has grown in that time. It's evolved to include the first event, which will be a photography show. Friday night, it's gonna. Let me just explain how Pinball Summer Camp works. It's mainly based out of a Facebook group at facebook.com/group/NW Pinball Summer Camp, and it'll be right down there. Thank you for dropping it. There'll be two links. We're gonna have a regular website, just northwestpinballsummercamp.com, and then the Facebook group. While you don't need to be on Facebook to enjoy it, there is going to be a lot of like special features, conversations, opportunities to view photos and share stories. Like, that's going to be kind of the campfire. But links to all of our off Facebook events are going to be on the main website. And thank you to Chase Nunes, he's just an incredible collaborator from Geek Gamer TV. He created a website for us, and on the Facebook group, the first event, it will be exclusive. I think you might be able to see it in public. I don't know, but we'll figure that kind of stuff out. But presuming that you're on Facebook, you'll be able to see you'll be able to see galleries of about a dozen different scene photographers from various communities who go around shooting. They're all going to have their separate galleries, their separate bios. If any of them sell merchandise or prints, I'll have links to that. So that nice.
50 up their space with some cool pinball shots. And also, I realized that they're not going to have anything to take pictures of this summer, and they're not going to have ways to get new followers. Because the way that the way that people like. I guess I'll drop Gene's name because Gene, he is my photography counselor. He's collaborating with me on this show. I'm very low tech, and Gene has just been incredible, and he's absorbing all this work. He's talking to all these photographers. He's getting their work into one space. Thank you, Gene X Long. We're so happy to have him. He actually got he's. I'll be interviewing him at the very beginning of Pinball Summer Camp. It'll be kind of the first thing that I do. I'll be doing a Facebook Live interview with him. And also a pre-recorded Zoom interview with Candace Fields, who did the Babes in Pinland documentary.
Which, if you haven't watched the Babes in Pinland documentary yet, find the link in the profile because it is on YouTube. It's either on YouTube... What?
It's on Vimeo.
Venmo. So it's on Vimeo. I don't know. Venmo, whatever it is. However you pronounce that. But it's on a place where you can access it to watch it. It's amazing. Candace is great. Like, Candace...
Yeah, she's amazing. I'm going to do a little interview. She's not on Facebook, so I'm going to do a little Zoom interview with her just to kind of touch base with her. Just because I really want there to be some cool, like, diversity programming, and Babes in Pinland is, it's a real gem of women playing pinball, and she made a 9-minute short film about us.
It's great.
It's a great little capture into our world, so I'll be interviewing, I'll be showing that. I'll be doing a live interview with Gene where other people can ask questions. If anyone wants to know how to make their own pinball photos better, I'll definitely be having that opportunity. That'll be at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And from there, I'm just going to have directions to, I think a dozen different galleries. Mind if I read the works of who's participating?
No, go for it. Yeah, who all are we?
We have Gene X Long, who you know him. A lot of people know him. He is an incredible San Francisco-based photographer who he's just a wonderful scene photographer at large, shooting. Yeah, he makes everyone look like a rock star. It's just amazing what he captures.
No, he does. Every photo I'm like, oh my gosh, he actually made me look good.
We'll have Babes in Pinland's own Maureen Hendricks. She's our brave leader of the whole thing. Candace's stills from the Babes documentary will be in there. From Portland, we'll have Bill Lasher, and a man named Daryl who actually hasn't played a game of pinball since the 80s, but he happens to take a bunch of photos of the Oregon State Championships. That his photography is just electric. Like, even though he doesn't play, the way he captured the energy of the Oregon players was just jumps off the screen. So I hit him up, and he was just like, I don't even play pinball, but this sounds great.
Yeah,
so I've got some of his photos, and then John Servino. I hope I pronounced that right.
Joe,
thank you.
Yes.
Apologies. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for that. That was. I was not familiar with his work until Gene introduced me to it.
Joe's another one of show people like. Joe's my boy. Like, Joe's great.
I'm super excited to have him on board because I've seen his stuff. I didn't know previously that Keith Elwin and Chris Stevens. Are really, really handy photographers. I hadn't known that. Gene illuminated that for me, and so we got them on board.
Nice.
I've been following Charles Acosta for quite some time. He's Pinball Photos on Instagram. Seattle's own Skillshot Zine has loads of photos. Old posters from our folding parties back when we used to old school fold them. All sorts of different event spreads, so they're going to have kind of like a retrospective of all the things they've done around the Seattle pinball scene for over 10 years. From New York City, Christian Larson, who he's another one of those people who is just like, how do you make pinball and the people who play it look so good, dude? And Christian Larson, he's definitely one to follow. Pinball by Christian on Instagram, everyone's going to have links on Pinball Summer Camp.
As well as in this description too, by the way.
if any of these people who have Instagrams, I'll be passing that on to you to add to your links, so people know what photographers to be following to see awesome pinball photos. I'm super excited to share them, and we're going to have their work in a gallery with their little bios. And so that's how we're kicking things off, kind of giving people a chance to see the game at its best, even if we can't play it. And chances to see the players who play it, the photos that capture the energy of the competition. It's just something to hold us over, something to remind us what we're all waiting for and how worth it is. Also on Friday night, we're hoping there's kind of some tech stuff that we're waiting on. We might be able to pull off a virtual tournament. We can't make any promises there. Ooh, we'll see. But hopefully by the time this airs, we will have received the good news that we'll have all ducks in a row to do.
So maybe.
But otherwise, I do have a lot of people. I don't know if this is happening in other pinball scenes, but Jackbox has been a really big thing in the pinball scene for us. Like, all of us playing Jackbox TV on our phones.
Heck yeah.
It's really fun, and it's, there's a lot of, like, Discord chats and things that surround it that kind of bring us around. So even if we can't get a virtual tournament off the ground, maybe we can have some other gaming options. All
right, so Friday is going to finish off with the photography show. And potentially the tournament, we're fingers crossed on that. But, so what's going on Saturday and Sunday? Because this is like an entire weekend event.
Yeah, we've got, like I said, when we started putting it together for June, it started with just a couple little things, then I was just like, oh my god, I guess we're going to have to put this in Saturday, and then, it just keeps growing. I hope, with 1 week out, as we sit right now, I think I kind of need to stop adding ideas to it, because it's just, there's so much.
So as of right now, what's going on Saturday?
All times are Pacific Standard, but early afternoon at 1 o'clock, Sarah Hager will be teaching Piñasa, a special edition for Northwest Pinball Summer Camp, with a little bit more of a beginner focus. We kind of, a lot of people who are going to be coming to yoga for the first time, this might be something totally new for them, or, there's a, like she and I both have the idea of making yoga accessible to people who would feel threatened by, like, the fitness aspect of it. Like, when I first started going to Piñasa, I still smoked, like, half a pack of cigarettes a day. Like, I'd show up smoking a joint. Like, I would, that's the thing that made it accessible to me. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, but it's but I liked that you could just show up as you were, and, like, right afterwards, right afterwards, people would go down, and if you wanted to order, we're in a bar, and if people wanted to order a drink, no judgment.
Yeah.
There wasn't really, we want to bring that to everyone who doesn't feel like they deserve yoga, or like they could do yoga, or yoga's too.
Everybody can. Yeah.
Yeah, like, we have a very approachable, come as you are, even if you, no matter
whether you drink a 6-pack every night, or smoke half a pack of cigarettes, or you wake up at 11 o'clock, or do this, and this, like, anybody can do it.
We don't come to it with, like, this kind of, like, the enlightened, like, we're both teachers, so we both kind of, like, live our yoga and stuff, but we don't, the message of Piñasa and the way that I like to teach, especially with my pinball community, is just show up for it, like, just get, so we hope that people show up for maybe their first ever yoga class, maybe their 100th, like, it doesn't really matter, because it's just going to be fun. This is where we're really going to start driving into, like, the camper theme, where we're going to be dressing for camp. We're turning, we encourage people to turn their living rooms into their campsites, their bedrooms into their campsite. Bring all of your tech out into your yard and pop a tent and camp in your yard. We want campers. We want it to feel like camp, because a lot of people aren't even going camping this summer. Like, some people who like to camp might not even be getting that experience. So bring the campgrounds to your home and do yoga in your campsite. So I'm sure Sarah's going to have a great kind of thing going on. So she'll be kicking things off with a yoga class that's going to be very accessible and beginner friendly. And I will be taking that class alongside everyone. And I can't wait to see what she has up. That'll be on Zoom, in her Zoom room. All of these links will be dropped on both the Facebook site and the official website. And then after that, in my Zoom room, we're doing a arts and crafts lodge where it's just people hanging out on Zoom and just like bring us your what's your project? Do you like to knit? Do you like to do bind books? Do you I don't know, are you working on a puzzle? Do you build things? Do you do Lego? Like I don't really care. Like if there's anything kind of crafty, kind of the whole like what's keeping you busy?
What's your hobby? Yeah.
What's your hobby besides pinball? And I mean, it's more of just kind of like a chat thing, just back to the kind of like, and I will, before that, before that starts, if anyone wanted to join me in making individual serving sizes of trifles, for those who don't know what a trifle is, for those who aren't hip to their mid-20th century desserts, a trifle, it's essentially a giant parfait. It comes in a dish that's like 5 quarts, and it's a layered dessert that I bring one to Babes in Pinland every month, and I have for like a year and a half.
I'm going to put a picture of the Halloween trifle of Alyson right here.
It's probably one of my best ones. I've done some good ones. Last Halloween's trifle might be my proudest one. And anyone on Instagram can look up the hashtag #ThaTrifleLife. And if I were to ever start a business making trifles, I would call it That Trifle Life. And all but one of the trifles under that hashtag are mine, and they're all from Babes in Pinland.
So I'm going to tell you, if you ever decide to move to the Midwest, girl, I'll go into a business with you of making trifles for people. So, you know, Alyson will do yoga in the morning. I might teach pinball in the evening, but we'll make trifles for everybody because Alyson trifles are legendary. Like, that is like one of my goals in life is to eat an Alyson trifle because of how amazing these trifles are.
I will make it happen. We'll figure it out one way. You'll get your hands on one of my trifles.
Either that or you should write a book of trifles. I would buy that too.
It's fun coming up with the themes too. Like, yeah, Babes in Pinland often has themes. Or someone's birthday or something, and I'll ask them what they want. But I think about them all month too. And I'm not a big baker. I don't want to like paint this image of myself as this like star baker. Like I literally like make one thing a month, and it's a trifle for Babes in Pinland. And I haven't baked a thing in all of quarantine. Like but that's gonna change next Saturday or this upcoming Saturday. Yeah, this upcoming Saturday if you're watching this. There's going to be an option, and I'm going to be posting a grocery list over the weekend. So anyone watching this right now who wants to know where can I get the stuff to make your trifles or other things that we're going to be making later in the weekend, hint, hint, I'm going to be posting in the Northwest Pinball Summer Camp group shopping lists of all of the things for my single-serving s'mores trifles to tie into the camping theme. So if you want to pick up some graham crackers and some marshmallow cream and some brownie, and make yourself some brownies, or buy brownies from the store. I'm going to have options for people who hate to bake and who have a lot of trouble around this stuff. I'm going to have options to make it really easy. And people can meet me in my Zoom room for an hour to put together some of the ingredients. And then during Arts and Crafts Lodge, people who are doing the trifle thing with me, we can focus on building our layers. You can put them in mason jars or cocktail glasses or wine glasses or parfait glasses if you have them, or really whatever. And then at the end, we can all take pictures of our trifles and we can share them in one little place and just kind of eat our trifles together. And in the meantime, anyone who does any kind of crafts, who wants to talk about them, pinball crafts or otherwise, it's just a way for people to just kind of like be at a little bit and get to know each other. And so that's all going to be in my Zoom room, just kind of people chatting and giving each other show me your garden. I don't know, like it's yeah. Like I think that and a few people have like reached out asking, like, oh, I'm working on this cool pinball project. Like, and I'm definitely giving those people, if anyone reaches out to me directly through Facebook or posts anything about wanting to like have their stuff like called out and highlighted in Arts and Crafts Lodge, it's going to be going for 2 hours. So we're going to have plenty of time for just hanging out. It's sort of a non-event. It's more of a hang with a little bit of structure of showing us what you do, telling us a little bit more about yourself when you're not playing pinball. And then that evening, there'll be an hour break before the Skill Shot Pincast Live. starring Graham Klim and Kayla Greet. You became acquainted with Kayla via the Babes documentary. She was, she originally founded Babes in Pinland.
Yep.
6 years ago.
7.
6 years ago,
you know better than I do. I just watched the documentary.
Yeah, it's been a minute since Kayla started, and they've had the Pincast for 5 years now. But anyways, they're doing they're doing their first ever live one. They usually just record the audio, but they're doing it with special guests that I don't even know who they are. So which is exciting for me. I'm glad that I kind of get surprised in this too.
Yay!
There's so much that I'm moving around here.
Yeah.
I'm really excited up my heels and just watching the show. After there's going to be a half-hour break between the Pincast ending and the Great Pinball Summer Camp Talent Show going live on Twitch TV. My dear friend John Shaman, who is a big contributor to Babes in Pinland, and that he TDs for Babes in Pinland so that Maureen can enjoy herself while she plays. He's an incredible, lovely dude, master of onesies, always in a different and inventive onesie. Hashtag the Great Northwest. He's a great time. And he's, considering what a big pinball scene Seattle has, we don't really have much of a live streaming scene, which is surprising. I'm surprised we don't have more of it, but outside of the Corona era, he's our Sunday night stream guy. He streams live from one of our bars when
Which bar does he stream live from?
Flip Ding Ding.
Flip Ding Ding.
Flip Ding Ding. But his web, and he's Goblin Juggler is his. I'll send it to you. It'll be down there. It'll be on his Twitch station. And what this is as much a casting call as it is just me explaining something to you. Our talent show is for people who have a pinball talent or any talent that they would like to share on live stream on Twitch. If you have a pinball machine at home and you have a trick, like if there's something that you think you can do on your pinball machine in under 5 minutes, no matter what you're doing, everyone has a 5-minute time slot. So if you think that and of course, I mean, if something is going, this is all pretty loose. We're not cracking whips here at Pinball Summer Camp. It's pretty chill. Like it's but if you have any kind of talent that you'd like to share, be it playing a musical instrument, doing a song or a dance, or doing anything that you would do in an actual camp talent show, or if there's anything pinball specific, that's going to be an option. He has certain parameters for people doing pinball stuff, like certain camera qualities and abilities to. There's a lot of communication with him about this, but if you're interested, please be in touch with me. And also on the Pinball Summer Camp website, we have we have his email address. It's actually goblinjuggler@gmail.com to reach out to him.
Who was also the one who hosted.
No matter where you are in the country, show us your talent. We want to see you.
He was also the one that hosted the Babes in Pinland
yes, he was.
Stream too. Yes.
And honestly, it was the night of that Babes documentary where like hundreds of people came to his website to watch the premiere of the Babes documentary. I think that might have been like, I didn't even realize it was a seed, but I was just like, we need to do something more with this connection of pinball people. We need to build on this. I think that's kind of where I think that a lot of my awe of how well that event went in the middle of COVID, I think that kind of helped inspire me. And John did such a good job with it. Thank you, John, and love you so much.
Yeah, he did a great job.
And then during John's show, there's also going to be Pin Fam Game Night, where we have a few gaming counselors. We're going to have definitely some Jackbox. We have 2 Jackboxers, maybe 3 even, because there's going to be, we're trying to draw a lot of people to this, and we hope that there isn't a crazy line to get in and play. But we are just going to be opening up. I'll be dropping links all over both websites for people to find I think Twitch is going to be Twitch and Discord. I really hope that Saturday night especially, I really want that to, that's the night that I wanted to feel like summer camp. That's the night that I want it to feel like the night of a pinball convention, that we're all out at the bars later or hanging up in the hotel room. Like that's where I want that energy of the people that come together around the game, because that's what keeps me. That's why I go to Pinburg. That's why I go to the Northwest Show. I mean, I'm sick getting all these like rad pinball machines I've never seen. It's cool competing and getting to see like the best players in the world play their games. Like that's all cool, but at the end of the day, for me as a player, like I'm really there for the human connections, and it's what I miss the most.
And I'm right there with you. It's like, man, like I miss these people who I see, you know, may have just met you last year, but I'm like, man, no, I was pumped to see like Alyson at Pinburg or Alyson at this show, or, you know, or like Joe or Jean or like any of those people. I'm like, man, I haven't gotten to see them, because like those are the times, and like that's the reason why I'm so excited for Northwest Pinball Summer Camp, because it's an opportunity where we can still like get all together, but we don't have to be in the same place. We can still be on Zoom chat, like me crafting and, you know, you working on your project, I'm working on my project, but like we're all talking together and doing, we can all watch, like, I know you haven't gotten to this yet, but we're all gonna watch like Pinball Summer together, and we can chit chat about it and have like, it's just an opportunity for us to get together in a creative way that, you know, we can't do right now, and that's what I love about it. Are you ready for this?
I'm born ready for this.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna migrate a little bit here, and I gotta do some dual migrating, because I gotta bring my camera with me while I migrate. So
I love it. Yeah.
I'm gonna migrate, and I'm gonna set up my camera here. But I'm gonna have you not be able to see it while I set up my camera. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I'm so excited. You could, I'll switch it this way because you can see better. So you can open, wait, hold on. Wait, okay. So you can open your eyes. Here, this is my campsite for next weekend. I have made it. It is under the pinball machine, yes. So my campsite for, and I got you might be able to see it. I got lights hanging. I got lights hanging.
Oh my god.
Yes.
It is an iron boudoir.
Yes. Yes. So one of the things I know it's gonna be weird for me, because I'm like, I'll do a double thing here, but so one of the things I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna film everything that I do next weekend to make sure that we've got an entire episode of what it's like to be at the Pinball Summer Camp. So like,
thank you so much for such a again creative. We've been talking about those activities. I think that we can all approach this, and I think that I think that, I mean, especially since your campsite is so remote from the Northwest, that like you're definitely off on your own. Like, I don't know. I just think it's great that we. I'm so excited to just like mash ideas throughout the upcoming week about how we can really bring campsites from all over the country together around one campfire to stretch and meditate and cook and eat and craft. And
so I'll tell you, I'm not going to be practicing yoga underneath the pinball table. That's where I'm going to be like watching my movies and stuff. But yes, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be filming my entire time at the Pinball Summer Camp in order to make an episode specifically for my experience at the Pinball Summer Camp, because I'm so excited for it. Like everybody, I feel like everybody should be so excited for it, because there's so many things. I can't wait to see everybody see me fail in cooking, because I'm an awful cook. I'm excited to make an Alyson trifle for the first time. Like, there's so many things that I'm excited to share, and like I'm excited to like hang out with everybody who I like genuinely miss from seeing, like all these shows that I was, you know, scheduled to go to, but because of what's going on right now, like, you know, that doesn't happen. So like, I just want to say thank you, Alyson, for doing what you're doing and like, you know, giving everybody the opportunity to come together in such a unique situation.
Yeah, it's, you know, it was really, I don't know, it was really lightning in a bottle once me and I can't say enough how much between just all, I mean, let me just go through my schedule one more time, thinking of, you know, Sarah Hager's yoga, Maureen's promotion from Babes in Vinland, Chase and Ashley, Kayla and Graham, people I've literally never met, like Jessica Kent. Like, thankfully she was on your show last week, so I felt like I got to be a little bit closer to her and actually hear her talk and see her moving around. I'm just like, oh yeah, we're real people. We are. Yeah, Chase and Ashley, Jessica, John Shaman, Graham and Kayla, all the photographers, Jean, like just everyone. I mean, this is just people who are coming together from, I mean, it started around Seattle, but, you know, we've got San Francisco, we've got people coming in from San Francisco, we've got people coming in from Chicago, we've got support of the promotion from you. Like, I mean, it's just amazing. Pinball is amazing. I've been in all sorts of little niche subcultures in my 20 years in Seattle, my whole adult life. I've ridden bikes, I've been in the goth scene, I've been in the rock scene, I've been in all kinds of like arty performer kind of groups, and no one has blown my head off the way that the collective of the global pinball community has. Like, just the things that bring us all together. It's heartbreaking this summer, all of the things that we've missed, all of the ways we've missed being together, all of the indecision about wondering when's it going to come back, and even when it comes back, when's it going to feel good? Like, when is it not going to be this whole mess of masks and Lysol and fear and, like, it's hard times. It's really hard times. And the fact that my friends and my new friends and the friendships that have deepened, like you and me, doing this together, like, it's, I'm just thankful for this whole community for making so many incredible ideas just like pop in my head. Like, I couldn't have done it if I didn't have so many people.
Well, and Alyson, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I met you. I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to talk. All right, Booger, what did you think? Were you excited to see Alyson? I know you were. I know that I was super excited. JJ was also really excited to see Alyson this weekend. So thank you so much, Alyson, for taking the time to talk to me, talking about all the events. I know there were so many things that we weren't able to talk about, but you can see the entire schedule for the Northwest Pinball Summer Camp found in the link below in my description if you are interested in attending this weekend. I know I'm going to be there. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be filming my entire experience with it, so that's another fun episode to come later. But again, thank you, Alyson, so much for joining me, and thank you so much for watching. And if you liked the video that you saw, don't forget to hit that like button, as well as don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you know when new videos get posted. In the meantime, I'll be reporting to you from my Pinball Summer Camp site, and we will see you next time. Bye!